Yoga, Dharana, Seva.
Okay, at least I am glad you know the subject. Because sometimes the students don't even know the subjects they are studying. They go to college. Okay. Now, each subject has an object that we want to attain. The object of the subject knowledge is to become knowledgeful. The object of the subject yoga is to become powerful. The object of the subject dharana is to become essence-full. And the subject of yoga is to become service-able. So no matter how many years you are studying, how many months, how many years, how many days you are studying in this college, keeping the object in front of you, check. Have I attained the object of each subject? Why, brother, you are sitting at the back? No need to sit there. You have to bring your chair inside. Otherwise, you are like punishment sitting outside the classroom. Those who come late to the classroom, they are put outside. You don't need to be. Right? So check. No matter when you have come, how much percentage I have attained the object. Now you have to write in your notebook. I told you the subjects of yoga means subject of knowledge is to become knowledgeful. So how much percent I have attained the objective? Second, subject of yoga is to become powerful. How much percentage? And dharana, essence-full, how much percentage? Serviceable. Because students should know which subject they are weak, which subject they are okay, which subject they have to work on. Teacher knows, but that's not enough. The student has to know. So then they can go fast even though they have come last. This is the blessing Baba has given to those who have come last. You can go fast and become first, provided you make intense efforts. You know, those who join the school last few months before exam, how hard they study. They have to make up for all the lessons they have mixed. So you should have that concern now. Baba has been teaching since 1936, 80 years. And we have missed so many years study. Now I can't afford to miss anymore. Already missed. So now I have to fill up the gap. You know, this is the concern we had when I came to knowledge in 68. So much worried. Oh, so many lessons have been taught before me. I have missed so much. And we worked day and night, our efforts. Couldn't even sleep properly at night because we were so concerned. You know, we have come late and we have to work so hard. So that is the kind of interest I need to have. I have to make up for the lessons I have missed out. And I have to study the lessons Murlis Baba has given. Just look at Avyakt Murlis itself. Since 1969. Almost 50 years. Before that, Sakar Murlis. We have missed out all those things, and because of you, Baba is revising it for the 5th time. 5th time. It's for you. And if you are still missing, Baba will not listen to you. Hopeless. No, Baba will not listen to your excuses. On one side we say we love Baba. On the other side we say we don't have time to come to listen to Murli. No proof. So, very, very important. You know, because what I hear nowadays, people do 7 7 days course and they think they got all the knowledge. Enough. Now we know Brahma Kumaris. It is like a little mouse getting a little piece of turmeric and running around the whole grocery as a manager. Got only little bit. That is the problem now. People think that they took 7 days course and they listened to Shivani lecture. And now addition. So that means they know everything about BKs. Nothing. Actually, 7 days taking course is only learning ABCD. Kindergarten. You have just been shown the alphabets of Raj Yoga. Don't ever think. Our course is not completed. You know, in those days, when we used to give course, what we used to tell people, they have to come 7 days continuously. And they were coming. In case if they miss one lesson, they have to start again number 1 lesson. And they were accepting that. Because when you want to learn something, you make time. No, there is a difference between making time and finding time. Who say, if I find time, I will come? Those who don't have any interest. If I find time, it's not a necessity for them, it's optional. But when you want to sleep, you make time to sleep. When you are hungry, you make time to eat. You don't say, if I find time, I will. Why? Because it is necessity. So I should never say, if I find time, I will come. Understood? You are not godly student. You must make time. Because confluence age time is running out. And very little time is left. So when are you going? Baba is talking about doing everything now and here. And very important thing is the first lesson. We haven't completed the first lesson yet. 7 lessons is later. We haven't completed the first lesson. Because the first lesson of this university is the last lesson. So we haven't completed. So the big mistake we make when we come on the first day to Raj Yoga Center, we are taught the knowledge of the soul. And we hear. And then we finish. So we know. From then onwards, we say, I know already, I am a soul. So you got only information. You only got the information. Now there is step. Knowing is not everything. Information is not everything. Nowadays, information explosion. So much information. So this is also another information. So don't be just happy you got the information coming to Raj Yoga. You are a soul, not body. Next step is actually, as I said yesterday, changing the information into knowledge. Now it's your work. So you have to give time. If you are a real seeker, if you have the quest to really discover, reinvent the true self, you have to make time to sit and reflect on what you know, what information you got. How I am a soul, why I am not body. to yourself. Spend time. Dadis have spent, Brahma Baba has spent 14 years just to know himself. Rishi Munis have spent years and years doing tapasya to know themselves. And here you know already 1 hour. It's false. I have to reflect. I have to spend time to rediscover myself. Who am I really? So after that only, I have to put that knowledge into action. That is called wisdom. You have to use that knowledge, soul conscious knowledge, in action. How many of you practice soul consciousness? Without practice, how can you become perfect in that practice? Even doctors, lawyers practice over a period of time. Only then people trust them. So, how many years you know you are a soul and how much you have transformed the knowledge into wisdom. It's living spirituality, that is called. Living in soul consciousness is living spirituality. So when I am with myself, when I am in relationship with others, when I am facing situation, how I am putting this knowledge into action. So one is to know, it is information. You cannot put everything into action unless the second step, accept. I can tell you you are a soul and you listen and go home. It won't get into your head. You have to accept it. And we are not asking you to believe by blind faith. Because I say you are a soul, you say yes, I am a soul. No. You use logic. You use scientific method. And come to conclusion. Even if somebody make my body into pieces, I will still keep saying I am not body, I am a soul. Because I am saying with my experience. So do you do that after taking the first lesson? Yes. Have you accepted really? You know, knowing is different. If you accept something, it becomes a part of your life. Right? Accepting is from the heart. We don't accept everything we know. Yes? No. We don't accept. We know many things, but we don't agree. We don't accept. Huh? But as far as soul is concerned, is there any other answer other than I am a soul? Is there anything you can think of other than soul? You are? No. No, you analyze. You have to analyze. No blind belief here. If I say there is air in this room, you don't just believe because, you know, I say it is air, but I know I have the proof. The leaves are moving, you know, things are in motion. I know it's air there. Otherwise, it cannot be. So I believe, I accept it. So to accept also, I need to actually reflect, analyze. You analyze from your head to the toe. Ask yourself. Give time to yourself. Become introvert. Sit in solitude. Ask yourself, am I this head? No, this is my head. Am I this eyes? No, this is my eyes. Am I this mouth? No, this is my mouth. So you go through from the head to the toe. So this is my body. I am not the eyes. I am not the mouth. I say, oh, today it is very sweet. Who tastes the sweetness? No. That is the time you have to understand. You are cutting vegetable by mistake, the knife comes on your finger. You say, my finger is cut. But the finger is cut, who felt the pain? Not the finger is feeling the pain. You don't say, my finger is having pain. Say, I feel the pain. Right? So when someone dies, they burn the body. Yeah? Fire. The body doesn't respond anything, just lying there. Today if I touch something little hot, I will always withdraw. So who was there before? And who is not there in that body? No, these are the things you have to sit and query. So you are not believing you are a soul because it was told to you. But I really accept. That is logic. Logic. So those of us who have made that kind of self-search, analyzing, they can remain strong till the end. Their meditation will be good, otherwise cannot. Because without realization of the soul, no way you can have meditation, connection with God. So one is knowing, the other is accepting. So you have to sit and talk to yourself. You know, there is brain here. Is brain the soul? Where is the soul in the body? Is it in the brain, in the heart? Why don't we say it is in the brain? Brain is only the organ of the body. It is like a controlling room. But the operator is not the room. You know, scientifically also it is proved that the consciousness, the living energy lives just below the hypothalamus in the brain, between pituitary gland and hypothalamus, which is somewhere here. We are not believing blindly because we are told soul is here, soul is here. We know scientifically why it is said it is here. So analyze. You know, when we say soul is immortal, never die, how do I know it never died? Because it's energy. According to science, energy was never created, energy will never be destroyed. It's always there. So I exist forever. Do you have that feeling? I, the soul, I live forever. So nobody will cry when somebody dies. So if you cry when someone dies, that means you have not realized the soul. Because you are attached to the body of the person. You are not enlightened person. Ignorant people cry when someone dies. They are in ignorance. They think body is everything. But enlightened souls don't cry. Because they know the soul leave one body and take another body, which is a journey, life journey. And the second thing is you don't have fear. How many of you have fear for dying? Because you think the body will die. But the soul will die, but soul never dies. So I need to really feel the existence of my immortality. No, I must really feel I be imperishable, can never be cut into pieces, never be burnt in the fire, never be drowned in the water. You know, such conviction in the middle of the night, when I'm in deep sleep, if someone come and ask me, who are you? I should be able to say, I am a soul. No, subconsciously it should go. Means even in my subconscious mind, I am a soul. So otherwise, of course, if you are whole day thinking, I am so-and-so, I am so-and-so, I am so-and-so, when somebody asks you in the sleep, you will tell your name. So that shows that it has not gone deep enough. It's very shallow. No, really. See, when we are born, we were not born with a name. So how come we know this is my name as we grew up? Because mommy, daddy used to call the name, I don't know, but I responded to the sound vibration. Because it was coming towards me all the time. So I just responded. So it got into the subconscious mind from my baby that even if they have called me baby, after I become a grandmother also I am still baby. Because my name is baby. Because my conscious, subconscious mind, I am a baby. I got grandchildren. So what I am saying is, repeatedly practicing something goes into subconscious mind. And you cannot get rid of it. You see, there is a story, they say that a prince was brought up in the company of buffaloes. So he grew up with buffaloes from childhood. So one day the father king asked him, come out of the room, child. No, I can't come out, I got two big horns. No horn was there. But because he repeatedly thought, I am also a buffalo because I am with a buffalo. So this is what is the wrong happened. From the copper age onwards, we start to think, identify ourselves. Instead of saying, I am a soul, I have a body, we do it the other way. And so we started to think, I am a body. That is why in Christianism, when Adam and Eve were living happily in heaven, what happened when God came and why they were thrown into hell? Because they ate the forbidden fruit. What is that forbidden fruit? They were told, don't look at the body, look at the soul. Of course, they were living naked in the forest. They never looked at each other in that consciousness before. But the day they begin to look at each other's body, that is the way they drawn to hell. And when God came and asked them, they don't want to accept. They blame each other. So this is what we do. So practice. You have to hammer this consciousness into your subconscious mind. I am a soul, I am a soul, I am a soul, I am a soul. So dadis have practiced this a lot. Every time you use the word I, you must have I the soul. Don't use the word I by itself. I the soul I am talking, I the soul I am driving, I the soul I am eating. So you separate yourself from the body. You must feel the separation. And I am separate. Because we are two different energies, cannot stick together. Because we are in the body but not of the body. Like this window is of the house, but we are not of the house, but we are in the house. I must feel it. I see through these eyes, but I am not the eyes. This is my glasses. I hear through the ears, but I am separate. So as I look, as I talk, I must have that feeling. Just like when you drive the car, you know car is separate from the driver. You don't need to practice. The driver never considers himself to be car. Suppose when he falls asleep, that is what happens. Then the car will drive him. So that is what happens in our life now. The car is driving us, so many accidents happening. In human relationships, anger, ego, attachment, all these are accidents. Because we are driven by the car. So first lesson is very important to practice. Don't take it for granted. Because you know you are. A good Raja Yogi spends 8 hours practicing practicing soul consciousness. That's what Baba says. 8 hours total soul consciousness. Today also Baba said, what is it means to become Baba's style? To break body consciousness. To break something, you have to drop it. And how you will drop that body consciousness? By practicing. So don't start thinking what you are not. Don't tell yourself, I am not these eyes, I am not this mouth, I am not this hand. But just think what I am. Because you become what you think. If you are all the time thinking, I am not this eyes, I am not, so you become what you are thinking. You are emphasizing on false belief. What is ego actually? E-G-O. A false belief that we have developed about ourselves. Ego stands for I. So when I think I, body, ego, I am not. Are you body? Are you the core? Are you the dress? So it's false. If you are building your life on false foundation, how long that building lasts? It will collapse anytime. So make this the foundation of your life, Brahmin life, strong. I am a soul. And maintain the consciousness of the soul. That is spirituality. Seeing myself as soul and looking at everyone in that consciousness is living spirituality. Because we create universal brotherhood. No discrimination of color, caste, position, name, fame, nothing. All are connected to the body only. But soul is energy and it is positive by nature and it has the same positive values. So equal vision for all is spirituality. Just now you are talking to someone, maybe a poor person, a beggar, and now just now a prime minister comes in front of you, your vision changes. You look at the costume of the person and then your consciousness changes. So body consciousness. Doesn't matter whether he is in the prime minister's role, that is a role. That is a role. You are a manager of a company, you are a wife of your husband, that is your role. That's not real. So today we are living fake life. Thinking the role as real and fighting for our role. But practice real. But you have to practice. You can't feel. You must feel that you are a soul. Soul cannot be seen. But how did you believe you are a soul without seeing? Tell me. If I ask you this question, all of you have done first lesson. Have you all seen the soul? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. So fail, everybody is fail. You have to go to first lesson again. No, you haven't practiced. No, I'm telling not joke, not for laughing. It's serious. I should feel shame. After so many years, I say I haven't seen the soul. What an answer I am giving. No, I am just asking question only. Because we know that soul is energy. You cannot touch it, you cannot feel it. Now electricity you cannot touch. But how do you know there is no power? You have the light. So, what it means to see the soul? To feel. So, why did you say no? Seeing is feeling. Have you not experienced yourself? Feel. Who is thinking now? Who is thinking? So if I am thinking in soul consciousness, what kind of thoughts I will have? Only positive thoughts. Cannot negative thought. No waste thought. So I must catch myself. Why waste thought came? So I have to punish myself. Again going back to the old habits. Come on. Brahma Baba used to do that. Why my intellect went there? Thinking of the past. Body consciousness. So we just let loose, you know. So why my mind went? Soul consciousness, living in the present. Your intellect doesn't go to the past. Even 1 minute ago something has passed, finished. And what I have to do tomorrow? No anxiety. Yeah, learn from the past, plan for the future, but live in the present. So practice that way. Catch yourself. No, this morning I said, no, if you are really soul conscious, you will never see the defect of someone, not even talk about it, not even spread it to others. It is a sin. So, I must catch myself. Why they also have good qualities, no? Why I did not see that? Even if somebody got 99.9 bad qualities, one good quality they will have. Why my vision did not go? Because I did not see them as a soul. So I really need to catch myself, pull my ears every now and then. Only then you can develop your soul consciousness. You know, if you are soul conscious really, you will not give sorrow to anyone, not take sorrow. It's totally body consciousness. We are very expert. Even if somebody don't give sorrow also we take. Huh? We say we don't give sorrow, okay, we keep attention. But somebody did not even give sorrow, but we have taken sorrow already. Because we have expectation. Expectation always leads to sorrow. So, in soul consciousness, my thoughts are optimistic. See good in bad also. To see good in good is easy. But see good in bad also. So practice. Check every hour. This practice you should do it intensively. Because you have come so late. And the time has already passed. Now we are in the PhD degree, you know. Even though the same lesson is the last lesson, but implementation is different. You know, when you come to kindergarten school, also you learn ABCD, but when you go to PhD, also you use the same letters, but in different way. So you have come to the school at the time of degree examination. So you got to be serious in this lesson. No, Baba has said clearly to come in one of the 8. All that you need to do is to become embodiment of soul consciousness, that's all. To attain the highest stage, total soul consciousness. Because you know, everybody will be tested we will all have to answer one question, and the question is the same for everybody, whether you are in knowledge for 80 years or 8 days. Become soul conscious, embodiment of soul consciousness in 1 second. 1 second. Not practicing, I am a soul, I am not body, that is not becoming. Just be. So third stage, second is knowing, accepting, and then being. So being, if you are a being, others can feel. You don't need to say. Now when there is a fragrance in the atmosphere, it speaks itself. You don't need to say anything. So that spiritual fragrance, that spirituality is in the air. Like when Dadis come on the stage, what do they spread? Spiritual fragrance. Everybody's intellect is connected with God. Everybody's lost. And they are not saying anything. That is called being stage. You show through your embodiment. You embody that. You know, just like when you are very sad, you become embodiment of sadness. When people come to your house, they don't need to ask you, are you sad? But they can feel the vibration. So, embody that awareness. And that needs practice. You know, that needs practice. And for practice, you need attention. So, Dadis have not become Dadis just like that. Seniors have not become seniors, DBs like that. They have spent years and years and years doing tapasya on soul consciousness. On soul consciousness. Give time. Rediscover yourself. Talk to yourself. You know, I really, no need to say I am a soul. I am like Brahma Baba never said to anyone, but anyone who came in front of Baba, with one drishti, they will lose the consciousness of the body. They just go into that soul conscious experience. Because Baba wants embodiment. So I just need to really understand these steps clearly. Not take it for granted. Because I know intellectually I am. It's very far. Of course, there are stages that we can practice soul consciousness as we go in Brahmin life. So there are 4 stages. Like for example, when we are in the gross world, we are involved in gross activities like cooking, cleaning, washing, you know, all these gross activities. I need to practice soul consciousness a lot. And I can also, because my intellect is not busy. It's a routine job. So I need to pay attention to practice the first stage of soul consciousness at that time. You know, literally, I the soul, I am washing this. I the soul, I am now ironing the clothes. I the soul, I am sweeping the floor. I the soul, I am walking. I the soul, I am immortal. I the soul, I am separate. So literally separation, comparison and separation. So you practice. So the result of that practice is you are able to attain controlling power over your mind. That's first thing. You are able to use your mind with that practice the way you want to use it. If you have not mastered your mind, you have not become soul conscious. What is mind actually? It's one of my organs, just like hand is one of my organs. If I want to lift my hand, I lift. If I want to put down, I put down. So why can't I use my mind like that? When I say to mind, stop, stop. When I say to mind, start, start. Even after pushing the button stop, it is going. So it's total body consciousness. So before it was happening, even now it is happening, means there is no difference. So I must see the change happening. You know? So gross level, practice, consciously make effort. You know, while driving, the soul, I'm driving my body as I'm driving this car. I'm seeing through this windscreen, so the eyes are my windscreen. The soul, I'm seeing through. Even we used to practice a lot. Sometimes we used to sit for 4 hours in one place. Just practicing, I am a soul, I am truth, I am immortal and imperishable. Feel, feel. Not to get up until I get the feeling. That is tapasya. You know? Not just like that. Because I just strengthen my foundation with this. So if you are in the first stage of soul consciousness, what are the symptoms? What are the signs? So firstly, you will be conqueror of your sense organs. None of your sense organs will disobey you. When you want to hear, you hear. When you want to see, only see. Now what we say, I did not want to hear, but I heard. I did not want to speak, but the mouth spoke. It is not possible. If I am soul conscious, even in a gross way, I will not be a slave to my sense organs. Very gross. Very gross. Today, how many of us have conquered sense organs? None of us. So we are not practicing. Using them as my organ, not they are using me. So one is conqueror of sense organs. The second thing is, my thoughts are positive and they are slow in speed. So positivity and peace go together. So peace follows. Peace here means not thoughtlessness, but inner harmony, balance. Understand or not? You're feeling sleepy already. Some of you I can see. No?
No, I'm just...
No, later, question later. Finish first. So first stage of soul consciousness. Yeah? Very gross, very, very gross. You know, I feel I'm not deceived by any sense organ. My mind is quiet. My body is still. I can feel the peace, the balance. So then, when I extend this practice further, I go to the subtle soul conscious stage, which Baba calls it as, avyakta stage or subtle stage. So which means that you go beyond the attraction of matter. Because I am the master, this matter is my creation. So the more first stage I practice, I lift my soul. My mind is lifted. I don't have any more attraction to this body or body of others or anything made out of matter. So it's a kind of, lifting of my consciousness from gross to the subtle. I can still perform action. I don't need to sit in one place. I can still do all actions in that angelic, subtle stage. But I see myself not in this orb of 5 elements, but instead it is replaced by light. The same body, but in the body of light. The soul is the same, but it is like change of dress. It's just automatic. I don't have to artificially say I am in the body of light and still having base thought. That is no angelic state. Yeah? So you just feel like you are transported from one region to the other. So that is when you are experiencing power of silence. Peace is different from silence. I think none of us have tasted silence yet. That's why people are scared of silence nowadays. You know, when there is somewhere silence, they get scared, they know what to do. You know, they run away. So actually, it's very important for us to not go into silence more. In the sense, not in the wrong sense, like, you know, silence of the mind first. Which means no waste thought, just be pure thoughts, positive thoughts, pure thoughts. So you can feel mastery over the five sense organs and elements of matter, and you feel the power of silence. So these two stages can be applied in action. And then the third stage is what we call bodiless stage. So that needs a lot of practice. Otherwise you cannot. You have to have so much detachment from the body. It's, you know, experiencing bodiless state is like what Baba said, dying alive. I am dead. When will a soul become bodiless? When it is dead. When I die today, from this moment until I go into another body, I am bodiless. So that soul will not know I am bodiless, because the soul cannot have any experience without body. But in meditation we can experience, provided I have had in my daily life the stage of a detached observer for a long period of time. That is why it is very important to understand the difference between role consciousness and soul consciousness. If you begin to live your life thinking your role as real, you can never achieve the different stages of soul consciousness. This is just wrong. So while playing role, I have to be real. So then I can be observer of other people's role, and I can play my role accurately. Today, because we are not soul conscious, we interfere in the people's role and we forget to play what we are supposed to play. Messy. So, detached means separate. So I see myself separate, witness. Like the drama, you are witness, you are sitting in the audience and you are watching the drama on the stage. So like that only, I am audience. They are playing their role, you watch. You are not asked to give any comments. Why she's doing like this, why she's doing like that. But some people do that. They go to the movie and then they start asking why she's sitting in like this. but that is drama. So like that also in our daily life, we go and inquire. Like two people are quarreling on the road. You stop your car and try to decide who is right, who is wrong. Why you interfere? You are supposed to just drive your car, observe and go. Finish. It's not none of your business. But we interfere everywhere. As if we are the policemen. No, I have to really, when I am soul conscious, both stages, I am totally detached observer. So that I observe the other people act without any comments, so I can play my own activities. So this is very important practice that helps me to detach. So bodiless stage cannot come easily. You need a lot of 2 stages first. This is where you are totally dead to the body. The body doesn't exist. Just like, give you example now. When you are in deep sleep, you don't even know you are sleeping. It's only when you wake up, then you say, wow, I had such a deep sleep today. Which means you are totally aware, you are dead. You know, nothing was there. Just you disappeared. So, bodiless stage is something like that, but not exactly. We don't become unconscious, but we are totally beyond it. So you need a lot of purity and power, a lot of detachment. Even in this body, I have to live as a trustee. Even the body does not hold me. I may have pain in the body, but I don't take sorrow from the pain. The body does not hold me. It's a big test. The greatest test is when you have pain in the body, and if you are thinking this is my body, you feel more pain. But when you detach yourself from the body and observe it as an observer, you heal the pain faster. Because you give sakash. So I have to really practice detachment for a long period of time to experience bodiless stage. But it is a very powerful stage. 1 minute of bodiless stage is equal to 1 hour of sleep. Like, you know, we ask people, why do you sleep? Do you really need to sleep? Do you really need to eat? Yes or no?
Yes.
Huh? No. I'm just asking, just understand question. I'm not asking who is eating, who is sleeping. My question is, do you need to sleep? Do you need to eat? Why?
Body.
Why? No. I'm not asking body or soul. Why you want to eat and sleep?
Hungry. Sleeping.
Getting tired.
Yeah, restoring energy. That is the right answer. Answer to the point. Why you want to sleep? Because you want to restore energy. Why you want to eat? You can do without eating for 2 days and not more. And then even if you have a choice to sleep or eat, you better sleep instead of eating. So that energy comes from sleep. Same thing, energy comes in bodiless stage. Because in sleep you detach, so you give energy to the body. You know? So it is very important to understand that how I have to separate the body from the soul. In fact, what is the definition of sleep? Who sleep at night? It's a big question. Who sleeps at night? No, just answer my question only. Don't give lengthy answer. Who sleep at night?
Soul.
So, like now there is conflict of opinion. Some say body sleeps, some say soul sleeps. Soul never sleeps. Soul never sleeps because the subconscious mind is working whole night. Body never sleeps because the systems of the body is restoring energy. If you go into the scientific reason, they say you must not sleep after, you must not sleep later than 11 o'clock. Never. Because from 11 o'clock the body starts restoring energy. Different system of the body, the intestine start working, the liver start working, the stomach start working. So until 3 o'clock, its machinery is going on. So body is not sleeping. Soul is not sleeping. Because subconsciously you have dreams. So it's working. So who is sleeping? Who slept last night? So what is the definition of sleep? Actually, no, mind don't sleep. The definition of sleep is, see, I am the driver of this car. So the car is driven by the driver for so long, so driver is tired. So he wants to detach himself from the car, disengage himself from the car. That is called sleep. Neither soul sleep nor body sleep. Sleep is the soul disengaging itself from its sense organs. And that is why if you are waking up several times, you did not have proper detachment from the body, so you did not sleep. So that is why Baba always teach, before you go to sleep, half an hour before, slow down. Don't read newspaper, don't watch television. This is all maryadas. Don't quarrel with each other. Don't talk serious problems amongst each other. Just slow down your pace. Wind up the day. And sit with Baba at least 10 minutes and talk to Baba. Write a letter to Baba, what has happened during the day, and give everything to Baba. So my last thought should be, good night, Baba. I forgive everybody whatever has happened. I ask for forgiveness if I have made a mistake. But I don't carry today for tomorrow. I give all the account to my manager. So my business over. I go into Baba's lap saying good night. Only then you can have good Amrit Vela. Not like how you sleep these days. Watching television with mouth open. Having newspaper on the face. One leg here, one leg there. That is not a yogi. Brahma Baba used to take sisters to show how people sleep, and Baba used to describe their lost thought looking at their face while they are sleeping. This one had this kind of thought, this one had this kind of thought. So when I am sleeping also, my pose, my way should be such that if somebody look at me, they should remember Baba. Like Brahma Baba was like that. Everybody was anxious to see how Brahma Baba is sleeping. They used to peep through the screen and see. Because it was like a meditation, deep meditation. Because not like, you're watching television, nightmares, and, drinking coffee before sleeping, and then complaining, cannot sleep. Reading newspaper, exchanging news, quarreling, fighting with each other. So there I cannot do that. So you must have some discussion. Not like other people. Then only you will be able to have a sound sleep, to wake up and have good Amrit. So when that 1 minute of bodiless stage will give me 1 hour of energy of sleeping. So much energy. But it is like totally just be. Bodiless means just be, that's all. Not thinking I am not body, not thinking I am not soul, like whatever, I am, that's all. That is called being. is powerful. And then the last stage is what we call the, seed stage, incorporeal stage. This, how I was in the soul world with Baba, experiencing myself in the soul world while being here. How many of you have visited soul world? How many of you have the experience of being in the soul world? What about others? You are scared to say yes or no or what? Huh? You have not been to the soul world at all? What meditation you do there? Hmm? It looks like all new people sitting here. It's surprising to you. Yeah? When you introduce, you say, I'm in knowledge for 40 years and 35 years and all this kind of thing. I have not been to the soul world yet. It is my home. Baba introduces me on the first day. When a child gets to know where is the home, the child can never forget. So we have lost from home. Baba showed us and we haven't been. So that means meditation is not complete. It's not complete. You cannot meet Shiv Baba without going to the soul world. And I have to experience how I am there while I am here. Because when I am there practically, I won't know I am there. Because soul without body cannot have any experience. I have to experience while I am here. So again, for that you need 100% purity. Because we were pure souls, originally with Baba. So we have to have that purity in our life. So we can stay longer. No? That's why we emphasize on the principles. No? If you want to have deep meditation, you have to follow the 4 principles of Raj Yoga. Otherwise, not possible. Brahmacharya, pure food, pure company, and daily murli. Knowledge. Because these are the support for me to go there. It is being face to face with God. It's not an ordinary state. Even to go to the Laukik temple in India, they have to bathe. They can't go to the temple with old clothes of yesterday without bathing. And people who stay inside the temple worshipping, they have to follow certain principles. They cannot touch the image. Anybody cannot touch. They need observing certain principles. And I am going directly to the living God. How much cleanliness. So we need to follow them. That's why when people ask us, how long does it take for me to experience deep meditation, I always say, it's up to you. How long you take to follow all the principles. You cannot travel in 2 boats in 2 feet. You like the attraction of the world, you like the attraction of people, and you also love to go there. You have to decide one way or the other. The faster you follow the discipline, the longer you can stay. Otherwise, we will just feel good. Oh, today in meditation, I was very peaceful, very happy. That is, anybody can experience. If they know first 2 lessons, anybody can experience. But for old Brahmins, that is not the main thing. If you are happy with that, that's fine. But if you want to dive deeper, principles are necessary. It is Devalaya, soul world is what? The place where God lives. So how I should be to enter there? Huh? To enter the temple today, you have to leave your slippers also outside. Cannot even carry. The slipper is only made up of animal skins. So we can't even carry this body there. Finished. Not allowed. So some people try to go, they can't go. So that is why soul conscious practice is a must. You have to practice a lot. You know? So you master this practice, then meditation is easy. Nobody can connect with God without being so conscious. That's why in Bhakti we never had a feeling of getting connected. You know, we never had the feeling of getting connected. Yeah, we used to get return for our bhavna. You know, God will fulfill temporary desires. But really feeling like a child, father relationship, you know, birthright, whatever father belongs to father is mine. That kind of feeling we never had. We always beg from God, give me one little drop of love, you know, give me little help, you know, just like begging all the time. Meditation, you don't need to beg. Do you still beg? Or do you ask Baba to do favors for you? No need. God is someone who does everything without being told. You don't need to remind him also. But we have to go with the right consciousness. So, this is what, you know, means deepening, you know, practice. Practice will deepen. Subtleties, going to the subtleties. So that is why it is important to listen to the Murli every day and churn on the Murli every day and practice it. Without practice, nothing is useful. It will be like a kind of a stuff, you know. You're collecting and keeping it. Either you are using or anybody else is using. To develop a hobby to practice. See, Mama came to Baba later, but she was so young. But why she was given the title Goddess of Knowledge? Because Mama practiced every little thing what Baba said. Everything. Today what he will teach, tomorrow she will come as an embodiment of that. Just like they say, your life should be a book, others should read. So when you go back from this retreat, others should read from your practical life what you have learned here. Don't show them your notebook. Read. These are the things I read. No. Let them read through your life book. Oh, these are the things they have learned and come. Great. I also would like to go. You don't call them. Your life book will tell them. You know? That's why they say action speaks louder than words. You don't have to say anything. Let your life be a book others can read. The way you look at others, the way you talk to others, the way you interact with others. The same people, but today is different. Because you're doing it in soul consciousness. So even now you are here, little things practice. You get up from here, you walk there, walking in soul consciousness. Either soul I'm walking, either soul I'm looking. Stop every now and then, practice. You know, so then if you start from here, you can continue when you go there, when you go back home. If you don't start here, it cannot continue. Right? So I think it's time for you to have a little break and come back. Yeah? So just let us practice simple soul consciousness for 2 minutes. So I'll just speak out few thoughts. You just be that, that's all. You don't have to fight. I am not this, I am not that. Just be. need to close your eyes also. It's also fooling yourself. I'm meditating, but I'm not meditating, I'm thinking, assessing something else after this, what I have to do. And showing externally I'm meditating, but you're planning inside. No, you can just sit normally. I allow my body to sit comfortably. I turn my mind within. I become aware of myself as a living energy, a sparkling light in the middle of my forehead. I, the living being, I am immortal, eternal, imperishable soul. This body is perishable. I, the soul, I play my role through this body. I am not the role. I am really the soul. As I focus my thoughts towards the being of light, I, the soul, I dive deep into myself. I touch the core of this being of light. I discover peace. Vibrations of peace emanate from within and fill my mind. In this soul conscious awareness, my mind is calm. My mind has become calm like a lake without ripples. I enjoy these moments, being at one with myself. The peace that I've been searching outside, I have found within myself today. Peace and silence. In this soul conscious experience, I am feeling myself becoming so light and weightless that I can move away from this body. I see myself separate, moving beyond this body, floating like a beam of light, beyond the pull of the matter, enjoying freedom, enjoying the lightness. I am light. I am peace. I am love. And I spread these vibrations out into the world.